There is an endless debate about B2B versus B2C. B2B, business to business, I'm selling to a business. B2C, I'm selling to a consumer. For me, let's start with B2B. B2B actually doesn't exist for me anymore. You're always, let me use even another color, you're always selling to a person in a company. That is why, for instance, personal brands and all of these emotions starts really being a new sales methodology, because that is what you're doing. That's why faces work so well to create trust. The trick and the thing you need to know with B2B is that it just takes longer, because the reason is a very simple one. You have something as hierarchy. If you try to sell to me, I need to convince my boss. And before I get to him or her, and if I have to show him all the proof, well, it's gonna take time. The bigger the deal, the bigger the company, the longer it takes. It's as simple as that, right? So the emotion in those deals is very different than classically B2C, because the influencer in B2C could be your mother, your wife, your spouse, could be your friends. It's more of an impulse, emotion-driven behavior that you have there. If we talk about money, actually a lot of people think that typically B2C are smaller amounts. And if I would look at the scale of things, yes, it is. But I know lots of people that do B2C deals, 10 million, 15 million. So it's not only about the money, but let's say in average, most of the time, these are the larger deals and these are the smaller deals. That also implies that smaller deals, to make more money, you have to have way more scale than this one. That is why B2C typically is being used a lot into marketing. The first thing you think of is publicity on television, for instance. You rarely see a publicity on television that's aimed towards a business. It's most of the time geared toward B2C. Now, here's the thing. What I love to use from B2C is I love to use some of the trust techniques and the attention techniques they do into a B2B environment. The only thing you have to do is you have to dress it up in a more solid way. If I would do a toothpaste publicity and I would tell you, well, it has been approved by doctors, which basically saying nothing, but people go like, yeah, it's called a trademark stamp technique, right? That would be typically here. If I do this here, they'll ask me numbers. So what should I do here? Go look for numbers. There are companies out there that only produce these numbers, and then you show them those numbers, right? It's the same technique, but in a different way. I'm convinced this will have helped you tremendously. And you know what they say? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.